Hey, so here's my reflection on the course that we have been taking over the last, gosh, I don't know, it feels like forever, but I'm kind of wrestling with which thing to focus on and what to talk about as a reflection of this whole process. So I'll hit a couple of things that I think stick out the most to me. So the first one, I'm really thankful to actually have been able to take the class to begin with, because even though I think I'm a relatively good planner when it comes to teaching science, trying to wrap it up as a STEM focus has been a little bit more challenging than it has been in the past. So over the last, year or two, we've been working here at our school on being a learning focused school. And so the planning for that is a monstrosity in itself. But I think it's helped me to focus on how to plan things in an order that makes sense. So starting with the end assessment before we start into everything else, and making sure that you have all the components of exactly what you need to teach and whatnot. So that's been good to get all of that out ahead of time, because now I didn't feel as stressed out when it came time to planning a STEM unit. But the biggest obstacle that I think I found throughout the process of planning a unit and planning the assessments here was thinking specifically about how to incorporate engineering standards and the 21st century skills into a lesson, because those things are not always a concrete thing that you're able to assess. And so being able to look at even just the standards that I'm teaching from a perspective of how do I get students to be able to think about what we're learning, but also apply it to other things. So it's not just a build a bridge project or let's do this lab about whatever it is that we're studying. So instead, it's more, what are they going to have to be able to do later, or how can they apply the skills that I've learned to be able to do something and measure it that way. So the collaboration that they're doing together, or the ability to organize information, to be able to design a prototype or whatever it is. And luckily, being in 6th grade, we kind of have that set in our standards anyway. They've had to design things and construct things and argument things and whatnot. So I'm really thankful for having this opportunity, because it's helped me lead my students in that direction where I think is a positive way to go. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the community outreach program or project. It's been a wonderful experience, but also a frustrating experience. Wonderful because I was really excited to be able to bring science, like real science, not just reading about science, to the lower grades in our building. And so when I did this, I thought, I'll put all the plans together, I'll organize all the information, so all they have to do is just have fun and do this with their students. And I'm encouraged because of all of the teachers I gave it to. At least 3 have really embraced it, taken it to their students, and I can see the fun that's coming out of whatever they brought to the lesson that I planned for them. The discouraging part, though, comes from this block that some of the teachers have now, or still, where it's seen as something extra. If I have a minute, I'll get to it here. Oh, we've got those extra days around Thanksgiving, I'll do it that day. Or, how about we do this during your after school time program? And I'm like, no, I want you to take it to your students. And even, I think the saddest one is my own child's teacher. He's in 1st grade. And so I gave her the 1st grade lesson, and she sent me pictures. They were all sitting at their desks. And so the whole thing was old style, 4 table groups, and they're writing. And that was it. And I even asked him, I said, hey, what'd you do in school today? Did you do any science? He goes, no. And so that part is still discouraging, but I am encouraged by the ones who have embraced it. And I'm hoping that maybe we could work together to be able to design more of these units, that maybe they'll be able to do those in the future. And even if we snuck in 1 every 9 weeks, maybe the students will have some kind of hands-on, or maybe if they took it to our principal, maybe she'll embrace the idea of letting them do this type of exploration. So anyway, those are the thoughts that I had about the whole course in general. I hate that I'm missing dinner with you all. I think it would be fun to get together and whatnot. I look forward to whatever's next. I don't know what that looks like yet. Definitely the class in the summertime, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll have some collaboration in the future, but those are my reflections. Thank you so much for leading me through this rabbit hole, I guess I'm going to call it. It's been a wild and scary adventure, but I'm really excited about it. So thank you. Enjoy dinner. See you later. Bye.